when signing the forms pronouncing my dad's death, I told them under no circumstances do I want my dad's death used in the bullshit body count, because he died of long-term terminal lung cancer that had spread throughout his body with absolutely no signs or symptoms at all of being sick of until the day he died. He did not have the bullshit or bullshit. However, I was then told that for the mere fact that he hadn't been tested, they would have to list his death as a possible victim of the bullshit. This to me says that they most definitely are inflating counts in some way. This is upsetting to say the least. Some people on here would have read on my own Facebook feed about my youngest brother dying suddenly this morning. I'm not looking for any sympathy. I'm letting you know how I now believe these bullshit figures are falsified. The police had to come to the house this morning because he died at home and had to rule out foul play, and then I told myself and my sister that it's up to his doctor and the coroner if a post-mortem was necessary. The doctor rang my sister around 5 p.m. saying if he could put his death down to bullshit to make things simpler for us, which I find totally disgusting and very upsetting. For my sister, then she told him straight that it's our right to find the cause of it. It was only a few days ago the nurse came to take his blood, which came back satisfactory. I now believe the gullible are falling for these death figures as now proven, but not all cases are the same. Absolutely heartbroken. As I write this post, my poor grandma died on Wednesday afternoon in a care home. He was 95 years of age, outlived 2 of his sons. Old age literally took its toll as it does. He had absolutely no symptoms of bullshit at all. We were all told it was just him. It was just his time to go. However, this morning a family member receives a death notice for my granda, signed off by Dr. Masur, describing my grandfather as a woman. The name written was incorrect and also saying reason of death was bullshit. I immediately queried this with the care home and was informed that he had no symptoms, had not been swabbed, tested, anything, but it's a direction from the coroner that if anybody unfortunately passes during this bullshit, that they must write bullshit. I think it's an absolute effing disgrace. God help any other families that has to go through what we all are. Only positive from this is that I'm lucky to be one of the whole 10 people allowed into the graveyard tomorrow. Absolutely devastated. So my granddad sadly passed away, had one bullshit negative test a month ago, and the day he went into hospital and died also came back negative, which we were told after he had passed. But because he had symptoms, his death is being marked as bullshit death. So 2 negative tests, but because his COPD symptoms are bullshit symptoms, he will be marked as a bullshit death. So now he can't have a proper funeral. Do not believe the numbers. They are effing liars. He didn't have bullshit. Both his tests were negative, but yeah, mark it as bullshit death due to the fast his symptoms and COPD and bullshit are the same. Update. As of this morning, after a few phone calls, including to the medical examiner, they have now stated bullshit is going to be removed from his death certificates, but it's already in the count now, you see, so it doesn't matter. So he can have a somewhat more normal funeral at least. I questioned why it was being removed. It was due to the facts I had put on them regarding his death. When I put it to them that the only reason he was marked as bullshit was because it was easier and less time consuming due to the bullshit. Vet buddy of mine just died. Car fell on him in his garage. Succumbed to injuries. His wife is right now fighting medical examiners that labelled his death as bullshit. Related true story. Putnam County. My friend's mother-in-law died of a heart attack last week. The death certificate came back. She died of bullshit. He phoned up and said he wanted it changed to heart attack. He was told, I know it's wrong, but we have been told to do this and there's nothing I can do about it. If the bullshit is what they say it is, you wouldn't need to falsify any documents. Does anyone reading this think that this is what the NHS should do? I've been working part-time at a funeral home since March 12th and every death has been certified as bullshit, which means in a month nobody has died of anything else, no heart attacks, no cancer, nothing. So if the figures are to be believed, bullshit has cured cancer and stopped heart attacks. We had a guy we all knew died from a stroke but marked as bullshit. No postmortems are being carried out.